Great environment today. Hard-fought game, really. Indiana got out quickly, playing really good basketball. Too much Trace Jackson-Davis, really, but our guys fought the whole time. We could have tied it up with 3 minutes left or so, an open three. We needed to probably get that one down, but we fought, and tough life on the road against a really good basketball team. I could give Indiana a lot of credit. They were physical from the start, and they played really good basketball. And a lot of Trace Jackson-Davis and Miller Kopp. It's probably a great combination for them, moving forward. But they did a good job and got us today.
Questions? Right there.
Miller Kopp has had his best performances versus Rutgers. What has been the challenge for your team when guarding him?
Trace Jackson-Davis?
Miller Kopp.
Yeah, but Trace Jackson-Davis is the problem. So you got to double team him, and then the ball gets moved out. And, he's the recipient of, the good passing. I think Trace had 6, 7 assists. Probably a lot of those were to Miller Kopp, and he's a really good shooter and a really good player. So, you have to pick your poison sometimes when you play, post guy like that.
I recognize the environment. The venue probably is some of it, but what's different about looking at this Indiana team when you were getting ready for them tonight versus when you saw them in December?
Hood Schifino, he didn't play in the game. Obviously, they're more experienced now. They've gone through a season. You go through the obstacles of the season. They've been hardened. It's just a good basketball team and a great environment here today. Obviously, they're really tough at home.
Right there.
Speaking of Trace Jackson-Davis, it seemed like you guys did a few different things in terms of doubling. Is that because of his passing ability that's kind of improved over the course of this year and over his career?
He's just good. He's good. So can't just do one thing against him. I don't think that's the route to success against him. He's so fast. He played, at a high level today, and he has been playing at a high level. But you better show him different looks. He's good. He's really good.
Right here.
Coach, what was different about your approach defensively in the second half versus the first half?
No, I just thought we, obviously gave up too many points in transition. Obviously, I tell our guys all the time, you can't defend the foul line. So they got us by a huge number from the free throw line, and that really was the difference. I mean, 11 extra points they got at the free throw line. So you got to defend these guys without fouling them. And that becomes, a huge key, in this game. It's just another way to score. When our defense was set, I felt pretty good about it, but again, you can't defend the foul line. We got to defend without fouling.
Is it here? Go ahead, Jerry. Whoever has their audio going, please turn it off. Jerry, you can start.
Okay, Steve, how do you think your guys responded without Mawat? It's a big piece to take out emotionally and obviously defensively and physically.
Yeah, I mean, obviously only had a couple days now to, figure things out without Mawat. He's been a huge part of what we've been trying to do. I feel awful for him. The guys love him too. He certainly would have helped us on the backboard today with our defense, but we have to make adjustments, and haven't had a lot of time to work on some of the things without him. So we have to spend a little time here in the next couple of weeks getting life adjusted. I did think Oscar came in and gave us some great minutes, and Derek and that bench is going to be important to us moving forward now that we moved Andre into the starting lineup.
Go ahead, Brian.
Steve, can you tell us anything about what's next for Watt as far as if and when he's going to get surgery, how long they expect him to the rehab process to be, anything about what he has in front of him?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously it's an ACL, so it's a long journey. It's a long journey. We're figuring out, when he's going to have his surgery, but, ACLs take time, and, we have great doctors and we have great rehab people, but, those are a lot of rehab kind of injuries.
Go ahead, Aaron.
Coach, the last two games you've given Derek Simpson run down the stretch with the starters. What has he shown you and be able to earn those minutes?
Yeah, I mean, he can go by people, his speed and quickness. He can defend too. So, You know, I felt like today he had it going a little bit, and he can bother the basketball. He brings us another defender too now that Mawat's out. So, you know, he got to keep getting better because he's an important part of this thing moving forward.
Brian, you got another one?
Yeah, Steve, I'm wondering about the emotional reaction of the team from losing a guy like Mawat. I'm sure Saturday guys had an idea that this might be possible, but to know that he's done for the year, how did the guys kind of deal with it emotionally, and how has that impacted the locker room?
Yeah, it's tough. Anytime you lose, these guys are tight. This group is really connected, you know, and Mawat's right in the middle of it. He's a great teammate, so it's you know, it's tough. It's tough on Mawat. He's battled hard to get to where he's gotten, and you know, to have it end right here in the middle of things is not obviously where he wants to be or where any of us want him to be. So it's tough, and he's, you know, the great friends on the team, so they all feel for him.
Last one, Jerry.
Steve, can your team gain something out of this, going in there, fighting like this, fighting back in that environment without Mawat? Can you use it as a teachable moment?
I mean, you have to. I mean, we were down 14 in this game. You know, they had the momentum, they had everything. We kept fighting. We fought the whole time. I mean, it's a one-possession game with 3 minutes left. But again, you know, Jerry, I look at these things and I just say, you know, like the disparity there. You know, you cannot defend the foul line, so you can't put people on there. You know, and that's something we talk about and preach. You know, you got to defend without fouling, and we didn't do that today. And huge advantage for them, but you know, give Indiana credit. They got there. Trace Jackson-Davis was a problem. You know, they made some plays. Miller made some big baskets for him too when it was kind of getting close. So, you know, give them credit. And it's a tough environment. They're playing as well as anybody in the country. So, you know, we got to battle back. It doesn't get any easier here. He's still on the road again. So 3 straight trips here on the road. You know, away from Jersey Bikes, not easy right now.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. You guys good. Thank you.
Thanks, Bruce.
Coach.